For those people who want to trade Nylander or Marner, I mean, if you want to trade Nylander, he's probably going to get your best return. He played outstanding within this series, and definitely could be a good trade bait going forward. But and at a decent cap hit as well. But trading Marner, I don't know if that is the solution. And it might be it. Like what I don't even know what's gonna like what needs to happen. I need to sit on this a little bit more to really dissect it and take the emotion out of things and look at it at a different angle. But you know, I'm flip flopping back and forth between Toronto and Montreal. But credit to Brendan Gallagher for showing up. You know, he finally scored a goal within the series. He finally made a difference. And you know that was one person that they were really missing, and were able to push past him not producing. And you got to expect him to be better and better and better every single game going forward here. Michael in our chat, does the head coach get fired? Does Sheldon Keefe get fired? I don't think so. I think that they like what he's done and how he's just his lineup combinations. I think it is very. I mean, it's not really that hard, realistically, when you have that top six within there. But the only mistake that he did was challenge that stupid goal. That was an actual goal, but he wanted to challenge anyways. So I think that was a big turning point in it, but I don't think that he's going to get fired. Did you guys think that Sheldon Keefe is on the hot seat, or Kyle Dubas?
No, I don't think so. I think if they're doing anything, they're going to be tweaking the players a bit more. Going back to the veteran point that Kevin had brought up, I think that I don't think it's that big an issue. Jason Spezza had 5 points this series, same amount as Tyler Toffoli. He's won world championships. He's been to the cup final. Joe Thornton's been to a cup final. Jake Muzzin's won a cups. They have the veteran presence. They have players who have been there, done that. Maybe they haven't won it, but until you've won it, you haven't won it. You can. It's one of those things. You still can learn from those experiences. But in terms of where the Leafs are at, if I'm the owners, if I'm Brendan Shanahan, I don't overreact to this. You were playing six and a half games without your captain in this series. You're playing 1.5 games, the final two, games, half of game 6 and game 7 without your best defensive defenseman in Jake Muzzin. Two huge losses. I think you have to look at that and say, all right, you have to look at the season as a whole and not overreact with just a one series. Don't overreact to just one series. I think you have you do look at what you can do, because I think you need, with Anderson, he's not coming back. Rittich isn't coming back. I think you do have something in Jack Campbell, but you do need to find someone who can share the load with him. Next season, even if they start on time, is still going to be a bit of a compressed season, because if they go to the Olympics. So you're still going to need at least a 1B, if not a true 50-50 split with Jack Campbell with next season. So you're going to have to find another goaltender. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 skaters who are UFAs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them were sort of key play at the very least good middle of the lineup players for the Leafs this year, if not better. The key one for that in that group is Zach Hyman. They have to make a decision on him, figuring out what if he wants to stay and what number makes sense. And then they've got some young players that are banging at the door looking for more ice time. Rasmus Sandin, Travis Dermott. They've got Nick Robertson coming up. They signed with Amarov. So depending on where he's at next season, they've got the as well as Timothy Liljegren. So I think as long as they're a team that could overreact, but I don't think if I was in charge, I wouldn't. I would be trying to be as patient and methodical as possible. And when you look at who's in charge there with Dubas, who's very analytical, Gilman and others, I think that's likely the way they go. Last night I was saying that I think they might make a big move, and I think they're still going to look at it, but I think it's better off for them to continue on with this. Look at what went wrong and try and continue to build around this core, because even if you want to ship Marner off to wherever because he doesn't show up he hasn't shown up and scored in 18 playoff games, his cap hit is ginormous. His cap hit's almost untradeable, even though how good he is. He's a 10.9, just over 10.9 million. That's a really tough on a long-term deal. That's really tough to move. So I think it's just it's continue on with this and hope that you get the bounces next year, because there were some bounces that didn't quite go the Leafs' way, and in hockey, that's all that it can take for you to lose.
So they have $12.5 million in cap space projected for next year. Say 4 or 5 of that goes to Zach Hyman, depending if he wants to stay or what the market is at right there. I think he'll want to potentially test the market to see what he can get. That's my prediction. But you can do a lot with that. You really can. You can find some defense. Potentially might be able to come back the other way. I think that Dubas will listen to Marner and Nylander trades. I don't think I think it's stupid for him not to figure out what the league values those players at. And if you can get a good deal out of it, yeah. But once again, who has the cap space? Who has the assets? It would have to be even money coming back pretty much. And I don't know. I don't know exactly who they could bring in, obviously, because everybody's talking about Seth Jones potentially, and it's like, well, yeah, he could come in, but how long do you have him for? You have him for one more year. It'd have to be a sign-in trade. It would have to be. So I'm with Sean. I don't think that they should make massive changes, but I think you do have to listen to the trade offers that are out there for certain players. I mean, exempting Austin Matthews.